My name is Agnes. I'm coming from Baroda, Gujarat. My first visit at Kreupasanam was in 2020. Second time I visited Kreupasanam in the year 2022 when my mother had a small surgery. My mother had taken the covenant at Kreupasanam, and she would be persistently behind me to say the prayers, to start doing everything as a part of the covenant practice. But I was reluctant to do any of those things in the beginning. I used to do my usual prayers and evening prayers with my family, but not specifically any prayer to Kreupasanam Mother. My mother introduced me to these prayers, and in the month of August 2023, I started doing the prayers. Slowly, I started observing certain kind of unfolding in the form of a message, in the form of a positive change in my life, slowly, and I started doing the prayers more regularly. Whenever I used to feel down, whenever I used to feel negative, I would listen to the testimonies online on YouTube, and I would feel a little motivated in life. I would feel a little more positive in life. I started surrendering all our family and personal intentions. Slowly and slowly, I started surrendering all the kind of difficult situations we have in our family. One such personal intention was for a growth professionally. I worked at many places across India and Dubai, but consistently I faced a lot of lack in terms of growth. I surrendered that in my prayer, in the early morning prayer and evening prayer to Kreupasanam Mother. On December 18th, my mother took the covenant again, and on December 30th, I got an interview call from an organization I could least expect, in the form of a job role I could least expect. And I strongly believe and I claim that Kreupasanam Madhav gave me that job. The day I was called for the interview, I gave so many interviews in my entire life, but that was the only interview where they called me and they told me that you've got the job, then and there itself. That moment I decided that I will come and give this as a testimony. When I signed my papers, offer letter papers, I told them that I would need a break. Only then I am signing this job contract. And they agreed. And here I am giving that testimony for the personal favor that Madhav has given me. My second testimony is for my brother-in-law, who is in New Zealand. And he had severe ear infection and difficulties, because of which he had a lot of problem during his job hours and his time with my chechi. We prayed for it. He went to different doctors to get diagnosis and test, but nothing paved the way forward. No medicines were working. We didn't get any positive sign ahead. But we all as a family, my mother, chechi, my daddy, we all kept saying the prayers in the morning and in the evening. We used to light a candle and we used to pray fervently. I would listen to testimonies and share in our family group. I started a family faith group where we would share testimonies, and testimonies that could really uplift our spirits. And that's how my sister also started saying these prayers. Very recently, my brother-in-law went to the hospital, and just an hour before, he had put this in the family group that I'm going for my test and I'm worried. My mom, myself and Chechi, we all claimed that Kreupasanam Madhav will be there and we will witness a miracle. The doctor came out after the test and said that his ear is completely naturally healed without any medicine. And it is all grace of Kreupasanam Madhav. I claim it. My third testimony is for my chechi and my brother-in-law, who after their marriage could not stay together because of COVID and closed borders policy. They lived apart for 3.5 years. And we were praying as a family for them to unite together. Every 6 months there would come a new rule, and because of which they could not join together. Just last September 2023, my Chechi flew to New Zealand, and she is now with her husband. And this is another testimony that I want to share. There have been so many levels of obstacles right from the start of her migration papers until the end that I may not be able to tell right now. Even the moment when she had to catch her flight to New Zealand, her name was not reflecting in the system. That time also my mom, myself, my dada, we all held on to Madhav's medal. We kept praying that she joins Jiju. And she is right now with her husband after 3.5 years living together. My last testimony is for my uncle, and he has had a number of ailments, heart ailments, a swollen leg due to diabetes, and a lot of other things, because of which he has been bedridden. He has had a lot of physical and mental disabilities, which has kept him irritated and tied to the bed. We used to keep praying for uncle, and just now when we came to Kerala, we had gone to visit him. We prayed for him, and just a week before, when we had gone to meet him, we saw that he was finally walking. And these are all those moments when we see our prayers coming alive. And all glory to God, all glory to Kreupasanam Madhav and the miracles that she is working for all of us.
Hi, I'm Anne George. I'm based out of Delhi. I was first introduced to Kreupasanam in 2019. So it had been 6 years since we had gotten married, and we didn't have a child. And my parents obviously were very, very worried about that. And at that time, so 2019 January, my younger brothers, they had a good news. My sister-in-law got pregnant. That made it even more embarrassing for my parents. It was a very stressful time at home. And my mother heard about the Kreupasanam light a candle prayer. And she started praying for me. I didn't know about it. I remember her telling me something about it, but I was traveling for work. But whichever city that I used to travel to, and no matter how late I sleep at night, I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, and I had no idea why I was waking up at 5:30. It happened for 3-4 days continuously. I traveled back to Delhi, and I told my mom, you told me about some prayer. Did you start it? And she had started the prayer. And I got pregnant within a month. Now, I had prayed a lot in a lot of pilgrimage centers, right? So how did I understand it was by Kreupasanam Madhava? The thing is, my sister-in-law was a little superstitious. So they did not announce my sister-in-law's pregnancy till the 6th month. And they announced my pregnancy at the same time or a little earlier. So my parents never ever, they were afraid of ridicule. They were afraid of embarrassment. They never felt that, because Kreupasanam Madhava timed the pregnancy so beautifully that they could share both the good news together. So my daughter, I firmly believe, was a result of the prayers. She's now 3.5. A very nice thing happened with her. She was 3, and we never used to let her sleep alone. Whenever she used to wake up, she used to be a little scared. So when she turned 3, she woke up from her sleep and she was crying. And she came back to me the next day and she said, Mummy, when I woke up from my sleep, I saw one auntie standing in the room. And I got scared. Who is this strange auntie who's coming into the house? And then we showed her a lot of photos, and she identified that auntie as Kreupasanam Madhava. She had come and she had actually consoled my daughter when she woke up from her sleep crying. Then I took online Odambadis in 2020-21. As a result of that, I got a job. My cousin sister, she was my best friend. She's 37. She got married. My cousin sister was 36. She got married. All absolutely unexpected and absolutely a result of our prayers. I took a physical Odambadi in July 2022, last year. And you have to fill out 6 intentions, right? So I filled out 5 intentions. And I did not have a 6th intention to fill out. So everybody said, just pray about it. You will get a 6th intention. I went back to Delhi. Within 3 days, I realized my cousin, who's 54 years old, she's on the ventilator. I firmly believed that was the 6th intention which Madhav wanted me to pray for. So I took the oil. I put it on. So we're not allowed to take anything into the ventilator, right? So we put the oil on her forehead, on the ventilator, around the bed, and we mixed a little bit of salt with the food. So the nurse that was administering some food at a later date. 58 days she stayed on the ventilator. I came back to Kerala in November 2022 after I wanted to renew my Odambadi. She was perfectly fine within the Odambadi period. 58 days, everyone had given up hope, but she was perfectly fine. So that's another grace. Then last year, when I took the Odambadi, I had prayed for my parents to build their house in Kerala. That happened. My husband got a better job. So it's been a lot of graces that the Lord has been giving us. And I realized in my personal life, my prayers started changing. Like, I used to pray, Lord, let this happen, let that happen. And the Lord started telling me, work on yourself. And I started praying, oh Lord, change my heart, change my prayer. And every single small thing, I started taking it to the Lord in prayer. So there were these plants in my house, and everybody in my family used to make fun of me that no matter what you do, there will be no flower over there, okay? And I heard a sashyam, and in that they spoke about no water in the well, and then they put the salt and the water comes from the well. I was like, my Lord's so powerful, and no prayer is too small for him. So I put the salt in the plant pots. 2 years, they had no flowers. And suddenly, within a week, it was filled with flowers. So every single thing that happens to me or in my life, whatever I anticipate, I say it in that 5:30 prayer. My life has become very different. I feel very disciplined. It, of course, needs a lot more grace. But I firmly believe that in everything that we do, Madhav is holding our hand, my daughter's hand, my family's hand. So praise the Lord for all the graces.